Hello, myself Arya, Class 8, History, Women, Caste and Reformer, question answer. First, what social idea did the following people support? Ram Mohan Roy, the Dayananda Saraswati, Virsalangi, Rasalingam, Pontulu, Jyotirao Phule, Pandita Ramabai, Periyar, Mumtaz Ali, Isha, Ishwachandra Vidyasagar. Answer Ram Mohan Roy. He founded a reform association known as Brahma Samaj in Calcutta. He was particularly moved by the problem that widows face in their life. He began a champion against the practice of sati. In 1829, sati was banned. Dayananda Saraswati. Swami Dayananda Saraswati founded the Arya Samaj in 1875, an organization that attempted to reform Hinduism of its defects. It also supported widow remarriage. Virasalingam Pantulu in the Telugu speaking area of Madras Presidency, Vira Virasangalingam Pontulum from the Association from Widow Remarriage. Jyotirao Phule, one of the most vocal among the low caste leaders, was Jyotirao Phule. He propagated caste equality and founded an association, the Satyashotak Samaj. He proposed that Shudras should unite to challenge caste discrimination. Pandita Ramabai. She was a great scholar of Sanskrit and felt that Hinduism was observance, observe, oppressive, miserable leave, miserable towards women. She wrote a book about the miserable leave of upper caste Hindu women. She founded a widow home at the Pune to provide shelter to widows whose did who did undergoes to the wrath of their husband relative. Periyar. E.V. Raman, E.V. Raman Swami Naikar or Periyar had been too aesthetic in his early life and had studied Sanskrit script carefully. He founded a self-respect movement and preached social equality. Mumtaz Ali, she was a reform who reinterpret verse from the Korean to agree from women's education. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he along with many other reformers in Bombay, set up school for girls. The Hindu Mahalila Vidyalaya was one of the first institutions of this type set up in 1875. State whether true or false. First, when the British captured Bengal, they framed many new laws to regulate the rule regulated remarriage, adoption, inheritance or property, etc. Answer true. Second, social reformers had to discard the ancient text in order to argue from reform in social practice. Answer true. Reform got full support for all sections of the people of the country. False. Fourth, the Child Marriage Estate Act was passed in 1829. False. How did knowledge of ancient texts help the reformer to promote new law? The knowledge of ancient texts provide very helpful to reform whose promote new law, as there was mentioned in the Upanishad about the as there was Upanishad about the prohibits of all form of idolatry and sacrifice. Also, the ancient text forbade its member for criticizing other religion practice. The reformer like Raja Ram Mohan Roy tried to show those his writing that the practice of widow burning has no sanction in ancient texts. The stat- strategy adopted by Roy was used to later reformers as well. So some reformers criticized drew upon the idea of religion looking upon their negative and positive determination. Fifth, what was the differentiate reason people had from not sending girls to school? People gave various reasons for not sending girls to school, like first, people thought that the right place for girls was home. School would take away girls from home, prevent them from performing their domestic duties. Second, moreover, girls had to travel through public place in order to reach school. So people thought this would would have a corporating influence on them. Third, many Hindu nationalists felt that women were adopted Western way too and this would be a factor of incorporating in Hindu culture and enrolled family value. Fourth, people believed that if a woman was educated, she would become a widow. Sixth, why was Christian mesmerized, attacked by many people in the country? Would some people have supported them too? If so, for what reason? Answer: Christian missionaries Missionaries were attacked by many people in the country because they feared that the missionary would change the religion for of tribal groups. Some people might have supported them because they were setting up school for tribal group and lower caste children. Second, these Christians were thus equipped with the resources to make their way into a changing world. Seventh, in the British period, what a new opportunity opened up from the people who came from a caste that were regarded as low. Or how did new opportunity open up for a people of a lower caste under the British? Two type of question, but one answer. Answer. First, during the curies of the 19th century, Christian missionary began setting up school for tribal group and low caste children. These children were equipped with some resources to make their way into a changing world. Second, at the same time, the poor began leaving their villages to look for jobs that were opening up the citizen. They was working in the factories that were coming up and job is manipulating. हे माहिती का त्याच्यामध्ये बेंडाने शाई बदलून जाते पेनाची पेन चालू पेनाची शाई चालली जाते दे रे मग मला पेन खराब नाही करायचं दे पेन ते कोणत्या एरिया आहे त्याला मी अशी काढले की ना पेन बॅग बंद करून द्यायची की लाईक दाबून Third, there were new demand for labor as rain had to be a dug road had to be a lead building were to be constructed and citizens needed were to be constructed and citizens needed to be clean. Fourth, this required colonies digger carries bike layers, sewage cleaner, sweeper, planqueues, beers, rickshaw puller, the poor from a village and the small town among which many were from a low caste being moved to the cities where there was new demand for labor. Some of them also went to work in plantation in Assam, Mathuras, Tindad and Indonesia. Fifth, the army too offered opportunity. A number of Mahar people who were regret to untouchability found job in the Mahar regiment. Eighth, how did reformers like Jyotirao justify their criticizing of caste inequality in society? First, Jyotirao Phule argued that the Aryans were foreigners who came from outside to subcontinent subcontinent and defeated and subjugated the true children from the country who those who had lived here before the comes of the Aryan. Second, as the Aryans established their demonstration, they began looking at the deaf population as inferior as low caste people. According to Phule, the upper caste had no right to, to their land and power. In reality, the land belonged to indigenous people who so called low caste. Third, Phule claimed that before Aryans ruled there exact as a golden age when warrior and peasants tilled the land and ruled the Maratha countryside in just a fair way. Ninth, why did Fulle decided this book Gulam, Gulamgiri to an American movement for free slave? Fulle decided his book to all those Americans who had fought to free the slave, thus establishing a link between the condition of the lower caste in India and the black slave in America. Fulle existed his criticism of the caste system to argue against all form of inequality. He was concerned all about the plight of upper caste women in miseries of the labor and the humiliation of the lower caste. Next, 10. What did Ambedkar want to achieve through the temple entry movement? In 1972, Ambedkar started a temple entry movement in which his Mahar caste followers participate. Brahma priests were outurged when the Dalits used water from the temple tank. Ambedkar led three such a movement from a temple entry between 1927 and 1935. His aim was to make everyone see the power of caste prejudice within the society. Next, 11th, why were Jyotirao Phule and Ramaswamy Naikar criticized of the national movement? Did their criticism help the national struggle in any way? Answer: they were critical of the national movement run by the upper caste leader because they believed that this would serve the purpose of the upper caste. After the movement, these people again would talk the untouchability. Even Periyar left the Congress in the earlier day due to the indication of untouchability. Second, yes, their criticism helped the national movement struggle as unity in forceful speech writing. The movement of the such lower caste leader led to rethinking and self criticism among upper caste nationalist leaders. This movement for caste reform was continued in the 12th century by the other great Dalit leaders such as B.R. Ambedkar in western India and E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar in the south. Flowchart: Major association from a movement run from reform in India. The Brahmo Samaj, the Ramkrishna Mission, the Pranatha, Prantha Samaj, the Veda Samaj, the Alghar movement, the Sindhi Subha movement. Thank you. Stay safe with me. Think and bye bye. Subscribe my channel.